Welcome everyone to an awesome showdown between Captain Morgan as Slaanesh going up against WWD and the Ogre Kingdoms. Now we're going to be playing on the Cathay Plains with a very nice interesting matchup. So starting here with the Ogre Kingdoms, we're going to be having bucket loads of the gold chevrons. Starting at the frontier with the powder guts, they are going to be of course having the adaptive tactics, making them very good in melee and of course range. At the frontier, we are going to be having the big monstrous beast of the Stonehorn, ridden here by the Hunter. He's going to be bringing terror, backed up by the Bang Stick, and amazing melee stats. We are going to be having the triple of the Noblars on the front, triple Ogre Ball dual weapons here with the triple gold chevron, and then of course triple gold chevron for the triple Ogre Balls in the back. Now we're going to be having the double Noblars on either side here with the trappers bringing some good missiles here up against the lightly armoured Slaanesh. So for the cavalry, we are going to have the anti-large Hellstriders bringing that poison and good mobility, the front line of the triple Marauders with spears, and the double whips with the Hell Scourgers. For the main battle line, 4 units here of the Spawn of Slaanesh, which have been really bolstered thanks to having now the ability of the Spifforic Musk. For the Lord Choice, we are going to have the Herald of Slaanesh here bringing the Slaanesh magic. She's going to be having the Blissful Rapture, the Soul Siphon, and Arcane Conduit. The spells here of the Slicing Shards and the Whip of Slaanesh, and the abilities of the Portal Glyph and the Locus of Grace. Now for the big monster in the backside causing terror, we are going to be having the Soul Grinder. Now the Slaanesh one here doesn't have range, it is the only one that doesn't, but it is going to be anti-large armor piercing, bringing that Spifforic Musk with physical resistance, so it should be rather good here on the battlefield, and a very nice counter going up against the large Chungus of the Hunter. So the Stone here could have a bit of a challenge on its hand. It is going to be anti-infantry, it does bring lots of armor piercing, so it could be a rather interesting fight. So finally on the front here against the Lord Choice, oh my god, that is so much damage there from the powder guns, and they can fire whilst moving, which makes them rather powerful. So Furies have been summoned to the battlefield. We are going to run away here. Captain Morgan just nearly getting away there with the Herald, and we are going to be charging away here with the powder guards. Now powder guards probably don't want to take too much unnecessary damage, but the Furies have been summoned, so they need to get in and do some good work. Not much armor here for the powder guards, and of course when you do summon Furies, you just get the basic ones. They don't get any bonuses here from any of the factions. We are going to get the Hunter in, we are now going to get dual weapons in, and of course they are anti-infantry, so going very well here up against the Furies. Now they will charge in, they will compromise here the powder guards rather nicely, so we can get in pretty scot-free here. And we do see the anti-large Hellstriders charging into the back, good cycle charging and pulling out. Dismember has been activated here. Oh no, not Dismember, sorry. It's actually going to be the slow of the Noblar Trappers. Very good stuff there as they do try and get on top here of the Hellstriders. So good push in, pull out, very, very good cycle charging tactics. In the middle, we are going to have the Spawn charging through up against the Ogre Balls. Of course, that Spifforic Musk is going to do some really good debuffs here up against these Chevrons that have been paid for. In the middle, we are going to have the anti-infantry Hunter doing very good stuff here up against the Marauder Spears. The Launcher is backed up by the dual weapons, going to do some very good work up against this front line. Whip's going to be backed up here by the Spears. They're pushing through to the back. I think if the Whips get on top of the Noblar Trappers, they're going to do very well. So we are going to get the Bang Stick down the line, doing some very good damage here up against the Marauder Spears. But we do nearly break here the anti-large Hellstriders. The Ogre Balls are doing very good stuff. Of course, those stat increases are going to do rather well. The Stonehorn in the back is going to be a huge problem, and the Songrider absolutely must get onto the big boy. Now, of course, the Lord Choice here of the Great Maw is going to be in the middle. He is going to have lots of healing here for the Hunter, and the same can't be said here for Slaanesh. Their staying power is going to be rather low with low armor, and of course, no healing. In the middle, the double Spawn doing some really good work here in the front, really breaking down some of these dual weapons. They're going to be very, very good, of course, monstrous infantry charges. And that's Spifforic Musk across the front line is very, very handy indeed. The Lord Choice is going to be fighting up against these Spearmen, and so of course the Spearmen are going to do some lovely work. He's only going to have 40 armor, so he's not looking too happy here. Over the left-hand side, we are going to be wavering with the Noblar Trappers. Good cycle charging here coming from Captain Morgan. But, the pocket is going to be holding a Slicing Shards in the back. And that's going to be that will do some very good work here on the powder guts for sure. Now we do have the Marauders, and this has been a very good collapse here coming from Captain Morgan, but the pocket really has held here for WWD. We do see here the Hellstriders really trying to compromise the backside, and they've done some very good work to shut down the powder guts. They're going to be down to 3,500 HP, only 11 models. But of course the Stonehorn comes in, he's going to cause some terror for sure. Mutant Psychology is activated, of course, for the Hellstriders for the entirety of the battle, so we are going to have to remove them the old-fashioned way. In the middle, we are actually going to be getting Dismember on top of the Soul Grinder, trying to see if we can slow and get out here with the Lord Choice. The Stonehorn goes in. I don't know if this is the play. I think actually the Soul Grinder is going to get some very, very good value here at the front line. I'd probably actually move the Spears past and just allow the Soul Grinder to get in and do what the Soul Grinder does best. But we do see Spears pushing off here against the Jaw Weapons in the back. The Bang Stick comes down, not too much damage on the Marauders, but they are on fire, so they're not going to be too happy indeed. We do see the nice cavalry in the back here. One's going to be breaking, one does return. Is that going to be a counter break there? Not too sure, but we do see the Furies in the tree. The Lord Choice is going to be hanging around. I quite like this from Captain Morgan. Just protecting that Lord Choice is very, very powerful indeed. And it looks like it's going to be Powder Guts, the Lord Choice, and then the Hunter left here on the battlefield. We do see on the right-hand side, we do break with the Ogre Balls. That's before it Musk is very, very powerful. If we can get it here on the Hunter, that could be elite here for the Soul Grinder. The Lord Choice is going to be rather healthy. Of course, he's going to be healing with that Blood Cleaver. Plus, also getting the spells is going to be healing with Blood Gruel. And with the Hunter, we can keep these bad boys going quite a lot. The Stonehorn with some very, very powerful healing. Some of the best healing in the game is going to keep him going in the middle. The Powder Guns will be falling rather quickly. They really haven't used much of their ammunition. I really would have liked to see their front line come forward, allow some of the Powder Guts here to charge back and get some more shots in. And the Lord Choice is going to be cycle charging. I think this is very powerful and really good stuff. Locus of Grace was activated, giving all of those physical resistances and melee defense in the middle, including the Soul Grinder, which is going to be rather handy. Its melee defense is not very strong. And Nobbler Trappers and Ogre Balls are going to be returning to the battlefield. We do actually shatter some here. This is where the late game cavalry is really, really good. They get all of those damage resistance buffs, etc., and leadership bonuses, and it makes them very good at just clearing up in the end stage. Now, we do see the Soul Grinder. He's trying to get in. I would really like to see him pushing forward. Even coming round to the right-hand side here and getting into the backside of the Stonehorn. Those Great Charges are really going to negate all that melee defense. So healing here with Troll Guts, we are actually going to get the Bang Stick for the last time down the line here of the majority of the infantry. Not too much damage, I have to say so. I'm a little bit underwhelmed there by that Bang Stick. It's not quite as powerful as I thought it would be. Now, we do see here Spawn of Slaanesh, 1, 2, 3 units in the middle, backed up by the Soul Grinder, really putting the punishment on the Hunter. The Lord Choice is somehow surviving in there. I think the Blood Cleaver is really keeping him alive. Of course, extra ingredients staying in melee combat is going to give so much Winds of Magic. He's actually going to get terrified, which is ridiculous. Look how healthy he is. I don't know how he got terrified, but he did, and he did quite strongly. So it's just going to be the Hunter in the middle. He did manage to get Troll Guts off in the end, so he's going to be healing back up here to full. The Sultan Master returns, which is quite interesting. He's going to be surrounded. I guess he was only terrified, but he's going to return back in the melee, kind of in the middle of all this kind of melee junk here, which is going to be, you know, whips and all sorts of spawn arm swings in the middle. And that mass weapon strength for 160 is going to be very powerful on the Slaughter Master, considering we have all of those debuffs. Over here on the right-hand side, we do see Dismember activated on the Lord Choice, and this is probably the only way back into it. Get the Stonehorn over, kill the Lord, and then maybe you can start breaking some units with Terror. Now, we do see here the cavalry returning here. The Rohirrim was called, and looks like we are going to be trying to get in with the cavalry. If we can poison the Hunter, maybe, just maybe we can get back into this. But it looks like we're not going to catch 100 speed going up against 66, plus also that charge bonus. You can see it is actually slightly gaining, which is quite concerning. But we are now going to poison it, slow it down to 56 speed, get that anti-large cavalry in with the Spawn of Slaanesh, really try and do the damage we can. Just allow the Herald of Slaanesh to get away here. I don't know what sort of spells. No, we don't really have too much here to slow down the Hunter, but some of those javelins could come across. They are anti-large and armor piercing, so just maybe we could finish off the caster. But it looks like we are going to get away for now, and now it's just going to be the Soul Grinder doing the dirty here on the backside of the Hunter. He's going to have his back turned. We're going to get slashed into the backside. Not looking too great. Looks like Narcissism, a bit of a net there. I believe about 11 seconds is going to be holding down the big boy. Over on the right-hand side, we do see Ogre Balls and then also Noblar's breaking. The Lord Choice is going to be expertly pushed off here by Captain Morgan. And this just shows from experience, really, really good stuff. Using your mobile caster to push off the Slaughter Master when he's broken. Now he's going to be shattering. That could actually be army losses. GG's, and well played here to both of these players. An excellent game indeed. Now, of course, we can see here the Slaanesh caster, 120 kills, 1.4k, really good stuff. Nearly lost it there at the beginning, but Captain Morgan had the experience to really pull through the caster to the end there. 1,630 for the Soul Grinder, of course. One of the most powerful elements in the game here at the moment is Hunters and Stonehorns. They're very, very strong with Troll Guts. Yeah, it's just incredibly powerful. 1,560, 1,360, 1,250, and 1,035 for the spawn of Slaanesh. I think if there's any matchup that Slaanesh does well, it is against Ogre Kingdoms. I think they have the perfect roster here to deal with them on Landbattle. I think they're very, very strong indeed. 820, 220, and 410. Really good work there from the anti-large cavalry. The whips coming in at 680 and 350. Of course, they do have higher melee defense and still poison, so they can do quite well there. 680, 740, and 320 for the broad spears. I think spears alongside the spawn of Slaanesh are a very good combo. You kind of get the same effect here with the Ogre Ball dual weapons or the Ogre Balls that you do with Noblars. They kind of dissipate a lot of the damage you can get on top of the monster's infantry. I would even go 4 of these, maybe even 5 spears here would have been quite nice. A little bit of extra money perhaps to go towards an extra unit. You know, maybe just some thoughts there. But yeah, very, very strong battle indeed. 150 for the Slaughtermaster with 1,280 for the Hunter. Can't help but think, but maybe double Stonehorns could have been quite good here. Would have been very difficult for only one of the Soul Grinders to take down. Triple Gold Chevron, quite a lot of them. 540, 580 with 700, with 630, 460, and 400. Now, I have seen this quite a bit. A lot of people taking Ogre Balls and Ogre Ball dual weapons and making them triple gold chevron. Not too sure. Maybe it's just, you know, for the leadership values. Maybe they get tear outed quite a bit. Not too sure. Would love to know. Please let me know down below in the comments. But 250 and 350 there for the Noblar Trappers, with 220, 120, and 220 there for the Noblars. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please smash that like button. Feel free to leave a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Other than that, I've been your boy Logic. We'll be doing tournaments very soon, so stick around for that. And I'll be seeing you all, hopefully, shortly in the future.